traveling through beautiful Ferndale. Its name is very appropriate as Armor. Now you may have noticed that it is a little bit cooler down here. In fact, it could be 8 to 10 degrees cooler. The reason being the sandstone cliffs on either side of the trail retain a lot of moisture, and the trees overhead block out the majority of the sunlight. As the moisture from the cliffs evaporates into the atmosphere, it is trapped by the trees, providing an air-conditioned cooling effect, which makes for a perfect climate for these ferns to live and grow in. Very shortly, we will be entering the Wisconsin River. It's going to be a little bit bumpy going in, so with your left hand, you might want to grab the rail in front of you, and with your right hand, you had better plug your nose. Well, everyone, I've just engaged the prop and we are now about afloat. I have also disengaged the wheels, and if you look quickly off either side of the dock, you will see these wheels slowly sinking to the bottom. Now, our first points of interest on the river today are directly above your heads. Those orange life preservers. In the event that this dock would start to take on water today or turn into a submarine for the next 20 minutes, these life preservers would want sail in the front of the dock for a low price. I'm up his sermon. So the next day he went into town, stopped by the local saloon, and what did he find? On a baby grand piano. And it just so happened that the local bartender could play this piano. So the next Sunday, the preacher, the bartender, and the baby grand piano were perched up on top of Albans Rock. Halfway through the sermon, just like clockwork, the Idiot started to nose off and drift downstream. When the preacher noticed this, he turned around, tapped that bartender on the shoulder, and told him the payback of ages. Well, the bartender was a little bit hungover from the night before, and thought he started to play Rockabye Baby Blues. And he started playing some of the wildest, craziest, talkie you ever heard. This enraged the preacher so much, he started jumping up and down on top of Albans Rock. And being the heavy-set man that he was, he cracked Albans Rock right in half. Now, how many of you believe that story? Thank you very much. Well, for those of you who don't, I do offer a little bit more proof. The preacher then grabbed that bartender by the scruff of the neck, threw him into the river, never to be seen again. And with one mighty shove, he pushed that baby grand piano right off the other side of Albans Rock, where it lies today. Keyboard face in the heavens and left leg resting against Albans Rock. Now, do you believe me? Well, even so, that Albans Rock and baby grand piano. up ahead of the duck, you will see a large rock formation silhouetted against the sky. This is probably one of the most famous rock formations here in the Dells area, and it is called Hawk's Beak. Now, if you can all look up there, the top ledge being the hawk's upper beak, the middle ledge being the hawk's tongue, and the lower ledge curving upward being the hawk's lower beak. Can everyone see it all right? Now, if you stretch your imagination a little bit farther, that slit in the top ledge would be the hawk's eye, and this ledge off to the right protruding outward a bit would be the hawk's left wing and shoulder as it reaches out over the Wisconsin River. Hawk's Beak is so famous, in fact, that it was featured on the cover of Life magazine back in 1952, along with a 10-page article on the upper and lower Dells. I'd just like to add that the price of the life preservers just went up to $12.95. Hawk's Beak. about the FDR stuff because that is going to be nothing. I mean, nothing compared to that gate to a tidal wave. It's going to hit that red stuff right back there. Does everyone remember the site adventure?
What do you say?
If you have anything on the floor, you might want to pick it up. Now, how many of you back there thought I was kidding? Well, if you did get a little wet, there's no need to worry. Like I said before, this is artificial Lake Delta. It's full of artificial water, so you're really not wet anyways. Right now we are sitting on top of Last Look Point. It is called this for a couple of good reasons. First off, this will be our last good look at the Wisconsin River. To give you a good idea of where we are right now, about a quarter of a mile upstream is Echo Point, where we first entered the river. And if we were to hike back through these woods about 200 yards, you'd be standing on top of Hawks Peak. The second reason why we call this Last Look Point, straight ahead in that direction is Suicide Hill. The last good look at anything, ever. Now, if you are scared of heights like I am, just do what I do. Close your eyes. Every time. really no need to worry. Here at Wisconsin Ducks, we are very safety conscious, and that is why we have this heavy steel mesh barricade installed for your protection. Now I know it looks a lot like chicken wire, but the man at the hardware store said if we can hold back a chicken, they can surely hold back a duck. Off to our left is Lake of the Nells, founded back in 1943 by Herman Breitbach. Some of the wildlife you might see here are white-tailed deer again, beavers, otters, muskrats, great blue heron, fish, turtles, frogs, ducks, and if you look really close, you might even see a lily pad or two. Lake of the Nells.
Get on your hand, Cameron.
So tickets for next tour, you can come to the back of the gift shop, we'll get started.
Okay.
Jay, do what?
Okay, let's go.
This is in this area in which you need to see correctly, stand directly, and feel quite normal. In fact, on the cabin site, the laws of natural gravity seem to be repealed. The area was discovered June 16, 1948. Since that time, many persons have come to see and feel this unusual, different place. Your guide will show you some demonstrations that will help you to enjoy this area. We're already in, huh? We're planning on
Floor. Now this is only a theory that they have come up with, this has not been proven, but this is a theory that we've gone on for 43 years. So if there's no questions, we can get started. As we move on to the first area, please form a semicircle so everyone can... You think if I place the ball at the lower end of the board, it would roll off that end, but as you can see, the ball will roll up the board and off the higher end.
Dang!
Same is true with the water. If I pour that in the lower end, That will also flow up. Also notice the slant at which the water is flowing out at.
Take some pictures, Richard.
Okay, we can move on to the first room, then feel free to use the handrail.
You missing the pictures.
I don't know, you all are funny. Come here, camera. Go ahead, Mary. Somebody, anybody. I'm not trying to
Put
murder
your feet
it.
together and your hands
You
on
back,
your knees.
Richard?
Now I'm going to have you try to stand up, but when you stand up, you cannot let the heels of your feet touch that backboard there, okay? You can use your arms to throw yourself forward, but you cannot use the chair or the wall. So can you stand up? Don't let your hands touch that backboard.
You gotta move your feet out.
Yeah, right. Lots of luck.
Okay, you can get up however is possible for you. You're not You're not going to be tall enough. I'll tell you that right now.
You're not tall enough, Richard. Come back. Mary, you can try it. Try it.
Okay, put your feet together.
Try it. Elle, you try it. Try.
Someone wants?
Gotta keep your feet together. What I need someone to do is climb up to that second step there and face that way, please. Go ahead.
Bye, Mary. We'll meet you down here.
Yep, and the second step. Make sure the back of your legs do not touch that third step. Now, as you can see, she's standing at a slant, just as the rest of us, even though the ladder is level. Okay, you can get down then.
You can get down now, man.
Anyone else want to try that?
Go ahead.
Anyway, if I'm a ladder, you're good at that. You do that at home all the time. No. Are you going to Papa Daddy? Stay over here.
Okay, put your feet on that bar. Put your feet on this. Okay,
All the sun.
this bar. This bar, right
Feet
here.
on the wall.
Put your feet on the bar. There you go. Now I'm going to tilt you forward a little ways, but I won't drop you, okay? Okay, now hold real still, okay? Now what he's doing is he's balancing on the back two legs of the chair. The back of the chair is not touching the wall at all. So he's basically suspended on two legs of the chair.
Be still, Richard. Take a picture.
Yes.
Smile, Richard. We ran out of
Okay, put your legs straight up and I'll let you down, okay? Anyone else want to try that?
Cam, get down, Cam.
Okay, then you can move on outside for next demonstrations. If you still like to try that, just try. Okay, then our next activity is for our adults, and it's what we call our Wonder Spot sobriety test. So if I could have an adult volunteer come stand on the
Hey,
Okay,
go
don't look
on.
down, look right at the target. Okay, follow Mom. Watch where Mom's going. Follow Mom. Hey, good. You can go back outside then. Mom's being silly, wasn't she?
Who's at the same bar?
There you go. Okay, as you look up at her, does she now appear to be somewhat taller than you?
Very little.
Okay, and as you look down, does she now appear shorter? Okay, trade places, please.
She said
Okay,
as
now
high
let's play
as
the
each
reverse
other,
of
not
her.
as
As you
wide.
look up, does she now appear taller? And does she appear shorter?
I'll get up in a minute.
Okay, now what I tried to prove by doing this is that anyone who stands on this side of the board does appear to be shorter. So naturally that'd be the lower end. You can get off if you want the board. And if you have anything round or roll like chapstick or lipstick, cigarettes also work, you can place that on the board and that will also roll up. Does anyone have anything?
This is the fake circus. Real fake.
How you know it's fake?
Real circus is like it's not nothing but a tent. Mickey Mouse. This is me.
I keep telling you, don't pay to talk to everybody.
Huh?
Doesn't pay to talk to everybody.
I was about to say, what?
27.5 inches in length and inserted it to the pit of his stomach, proving beyond all reasonable doubt that Delano Fritz did indeed swallow these articles. We next call your attention to the world-famous snake enchantress, Amy Arlington. She exhibited anacondas, boa constrictors, rock and regal pythons. All the snakes that Amy Arlington exhibited were of the constriction family, not the venomous species. These constrictors killed their prey by constriction or crushing the victim to death. If Amy Arlington did not have these snakes under perfect control at all times, they would have done her great bodily harm and left.
Looks like you took a picture of one of these circus wagons. You know
Like that, okay? All the way up, right? All the way up. Come on, Gus, scoot up. Scoot up, everybody. Everybody got to scoot up. I got to pull her up. Scoot up, everybody. Come on, guys. Scoot up. Scoot up. Okay, come on up. Scoot up, everybody. Scoot up, honey. Your leg goes right through there. Okay, when I pick you up. Ready? There you go. Just like that. Okay, Hank.
Karen looks like the son of Sabu up there. What's that little boy that used to put on jungle pictures? The little tan boy with the straight hair? That's what she looks like, little Sabu. You like that, don't you, Kay? Here, Richard. Here, Richard, trying to touch the ear.
Yeah, there you go. You'll be next, okay? We'll get you on it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What? I thought that was Dickie saying, whatever you do, don't kick him.
No, I thought that was tough.
It's not your turn yet. Yeah, you just wait there. We'll get you on, okay? You wait there. Trust me, trust me. Okay, everyone stay there. Stay there.
You said we was gonna ride some track. I'm saying we was gonna ride a track. Oh, what? Jason, what? I'm about to say, can I get up? White.
All right, Tony. Here you are. All right. You like Tony's, right? You run with it? I know I saw you sitting there. Tony, ready? Put your hands, camera to high. Hold on. Granny.
I got Queen.
Queen.
Tony has every little deal.
What's that E at the end?
That's me. That's me right there. That's April right there, right there. See April over here.
Look at him.
Yeah, Annie.
Richard, turn around and hold on. Richard.
And we do have
What they eat?
probably so. Boy, boy.
Wait a minute.
Get up, you're gonna get dirty.
She's dirty on the back.
Go.
This is a goat. This is a goat. Look here. This is a goat. This is a goat. Mom, Dad. This is a goat. Richard. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Jason. Dickie. I hope you come over their house so they can show you this tape. Okay? Dickie is on that tape. I know Dickie is going to be watching it. I'm Dickie. I'm going to be watching.
Wait. Okay, do it now. Now.
This is the end. We're about to go home. Bye.
Did you have fun?
Yes. Have fun. Have lots of fun. Like, Grandma, if you're watching this tape, we just went
Say goodbye, Richard. Everybody say goodbye.